In today's vlog, we're going to be exploring the beautiful islands of Grenada and St Lucia. As well as that, we'll be showing you some of the highs and yes, some of the lows of cruising on P&O Arvia. If you're new to our channel, welcome on board. Why not hit subscribe so you can get notified when the next episode is out. Hold on tight, let's go! We are just on the sail into Grenada, and because we keep waking up so early, we're still kind of on UK time, we decided to get up and check out the sunrise. Well, as you can see, it was looking a little bit stormy over Grenada, which was a little bit worrying as we had a beach day planned. But that's the Caribbean, you can never predict the weather. In true Ben and Gareth style, we headed over to the Keys for some early morning breakfast. Brekkie time!
Well, this is the weirdest breakfast ever, but you know what? It's what I fancied.
Those hash browns were incredible, but the waffle itself was pretty disappointing. It tasted a little bit stale, and it's clearly not made on the ship. Right then guys, I think we're beach ready.
We are indeed.
Yeah, let's check out Grenada. That's right, we went exploring Grenada and we couldn't wait. It was the first time we'd ever visited this island. In port today, we were joined by Royal Caribbean's Brilliance of the Seas. Now, we learned a very, very important lesson here in the port of Grenada. Now, usually, if you need a passport or ID, the cruise will tell you before you get off, but we don't remember ever being told anything and we didn't see any signs. Now, the security here was very tight. I didn't think I had any ID with me. Luckily, I managed to find something on my phone and they accepted it, but they were refusing people to go through without any valid ID and they really didn't care. They just said, well, look, if you've got a problem, call your cruise line, and that's about it. So definitely make sure you always take some ID with you, even if it's just a picture on your phone. Now, the port itself is pretty well signposted. If you're going on the land train, it's right here. And if you're going on a boat taxi like we were, it's right down this little pier. Now, there are some pretty steep steps, so if you do have mobility issues, please do bear this in mind. The water in Grenada is crystal clear. Check out these gorgeous fish. Before we knew it, we were on our way to Grand Anse Beach. The taxi itself takes around 20 minutes each way and you get some beautiful sights along the way. Check it out.
And there we go. Let's check out this beautiful beach. Look at that.
Now, as soon as you get off the pier, you have vendors waiting for you because there's lots of lounges and they will take you to the best one that they've got. The boat taxis come back and forth all day long, so that's no problem. If you fancy a drink, there's plenty of people walking past that will help you out. Just don't forget to give them a tip. How inviting does this look? Well, let me tell you, it was actually freezing cold, but we saw some beautiful fish. Let's have a look. Cannot believe how clear the sea was. Ben couldn't believe it either, so he went and had a look for himself and brought me back this beautiful little shell. I did notice in the corner there was like a rock pool area, so I decided to head down to the beach just to see if the snorkeling was any better down there. As you can see, the visibility was really, really poor, so I came back to where we were. Now, if snorkeling and sunbathing isn't for you, don't worry, there are water sports available at a cost. After all of that snorkeling, I started to feel a little bit thirsty, so I headed over to the bars. There were plenty of bars and eateries to choose from, and as usual, pricing was pretty fair. From memory, I think the cocktails from Spot Bar were $10 each, but they didn't half pack a punch. Now, I couldn't resist but go back into the water to do a little bit more snorkeling and have a look what I found. It was absolutely magical to see, and that is the exact reason why we always go snorkeling. As much as we really didn't want to leave this gorgeous beach, we had to, so we made our way across to the pier to pick up one of the boat taxis. It's always sad when a beach day comes to an end, but when you've got a ship like this, it's alright, it softens the blow. I've decided I want to move here. Can we move here?
Yes.
Can we? Oh man. Did you have a good time, Dom?
We had a great time. Gareth saw a sea turtle. I saw fish of various descriptions.
And we had some very nice rum punches. So we're going to head back onto the ship now. A little bite to eat in the Keys, maybe, or maybe 360. We'll see how we're feeling.
We'll see how we feel.
Well, apparently we fancied gelato, so we made our way across to the Sky Dome to have a cheeky gelato from Sundays. This is the first time we've seen the Sky Dome open.
So I've just got back and we have some swans. Look at them, they're so beautiful. Yes, right, we are starving, so I'm gonna go and get some food. See you soon, bye.
It's amazing. We feel like we put a whole bottle of sun lotion on and we are still burnt to a crisp. So it just goes, when you go to the Caribbean, it doesn't matter how good your skin is or how good your skin you think is when it comes to the sun, make sure you lather up as soon as possible. And if you go in the city, make sure you double up, if not triple up, because you will burn. We had the best day at Grand Anse Beach today. We are now heading to the 6th Street Diner for some evening chow. And after that, let's see what happens. I always forget this is a thing. So they make their own rum on Arvia. And it's tidal rum. And you know what? It's actually really nice. So it's worth a go if you're into your rum. And Anderson's is a really nice bar if you like your gin especially. It's nice and moody. Let's have a quick look. It's really funny because it's still really light outside, but because they've dropped the lighting, it makes it look really dark and moody in here. A really nice little bar. And this is another thing we want to check out. So this is Ocean Studios, which is the onboard cinema, which, you know what, it's pretty awesome. I mean, the fact that they've even got a cinema on a ship still blows my mind, but it is really, really nice. I am actually stalling because Ben isn't quite ready because he's really sunburnt, so he's just adding some extra moisturizer. But while we've got a sec, let's see if this is nice and quiet so I can show you inside. Yes, there we go. So this is the cinema, and yeah, as you can see, it looks very much like a normal cinema. The sound quality in here is actually really impressive. It's quite good, and as you can see, it's a pretty big screen. When we did the transatlantic, we came here a couple of times, and as I say, it's quite impressive. It's good sound, good vision, and on a sea day, it's a really nice place to come and just kill a little bit of time if you can't be bothered doing anything else. Okay, enough stalling, let's go and get some chow at 6th Street Diner. 6th Street Diner is a fantastic venue. Well, normally anyway. Alright, so while we wait for Ben, let's have a look at this menu. Now, one of the things that we really loved about 6th Street Diner last time is that the menu changes fairly often. So if you come here a few times, all being well, you should get a decent selection. And it looks pretty good to me. And look who's back! Yay! One of the things we really like and really appreciate about 6th Street Diner is, well, the aesthetic of the actual restaurant itself and all the branding. They've really gone to town with it. You can request a song on the jukebox, but it does cost you £1.50, which honestly, P&O, I think that's a little bit stingy. Anyway, enough moaning, here comes dinner. For starters, I went for the barbecue pulled pork bonbons, and they were very tasty. As you can see, Ben went for the prawns, and I'll let him tell you about that in a moment. We also shared some monkey bread, which was nice, but it could have done with a bit more cheese. For mains, I went for the Philly cheesesteak, which it was alright. It was a little bit bland, to be honest, and the steak was a bit chewy. For Ben's main, he went for the all-American hamburger, which overall he said it was really nice. So what did you think, darling?
Swing and a miss for me. They served me my prawn cocktail and the shrimp hadn't been decooked, let's say. So it was kind of gross. I had to send them back for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
How about you?
It was alright, a little bit bland.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's go and see what's happening in the ship. See, we're trying to be good guys, we're rehydrating. We started feeling pretty tired, so we decided to have an early night. Honestly, we kind of feel a little bit miserable because we always go to bed so early. What are you guys like? Are you early to bed, early to rise, or are you night owls? Well, guys, we're back in St Lucia and it doesn't look too shabby. Not the best view. Let's take it outside and show you properly. Well, believe it or not, guys, we headed to the Keys for breakfast. I promise you, in the next vlog, we'll go to the main dining room instead, just to mix it up a bit. Now, if you ever need a pool or beach towel, they are available completely for free in this Sky Dome. Of course, you do have to return them at the end of your cruise, but here they are in all their glory. This morning, we'd woken up in St Lucia, so towel ready, we headed outside to check out what St Lucia had to offer. Good old St Lucia. I think out of all of the cruise ports we've visited so far in the Caribbean, St Lucia is the prettiest one of them all. Lots of beautiful trees, plants, shops, it's got everything. Today's plan was to grab a taxi and head to the beach. But the cruise port's only cash machine was broken, so we decided just to walk instead. Vigie Beach is roughly 40 minutes away if you're walking, and whilst it's not the most scenic walk and it's pretty polluted with all of the road traffic, it's not too bad. We did see this awesome view of a plane taking off. Eat your heart out, Mayo Beach. Really love seeing these random horses just dotted around by the roadside as well. They're gorgeous. There is a P&O excursion you can do here at the Stolen Time Hotel. We thought it was a little bit pricey for what they were offering, but this is where it is. And gosh, how gorgeous are these little dogs? Oh, we're missing our girls so much. No beaches on St Lucia are private, and this was no exception. So this is Malabar, and if you go further down, then that's Vigie. We decided to head down the beach to Vigie Beach. We did this because Malabar Beach has the Stolen Time Hotel, and we guessed it might be harder to get drinks from there because it might be a little bit more exclusive, and assumed there'd be more bars down here, and luckily we were right. In case you ever need it, there is a cash point here at St Lucia Airport. We stumbled across this really gorgeous little beach bar called Jackie's, and we'd highly recommend it. In fact, we spent all afternoon here. As you can see, it did start to belt it down with rain, so we were very, very grateful for the shelter. As you come to expect in the Caribbean, they had a great selection of rums and beers here at Jackie's bar. So we just got some food from over here. Yeah, you excited?
Yes, we went for
that was extreme zoom there. What did we go for, sorry, darling?
jet chicken with mac and cheese on the side.
Let's check it out.
Take a look.
Take a look. If you know, you know. Ooh, that looks good. Yeah.
After a fair few beers and some really tasty lunch, we decided to make our way back to the ship. Now we've been able to get some cash out, we were tempted to get a taxi back, but you know what? After seeing these views that you'll see in a moment, I'm really glad we didn't. Whilst being in the Caribbean, of course everyone takes in all of the natural beauty, but also there's subtle reminders that unfortunately it's not always sunshine and rainbows. Today we were joined in port by Grenada Explorer. We've never tried Grenada before. Should we give it a go? Maybe one day, eh? We also noticed all of this amazing art, not just on this island, also around the other Caribbean islands too, and it's great to see.
Feel the heat now,
Yeah, you can. It might look cloudy, guys, but it is hot. Had a good day though?
Yeah, really good day, thanks. We went down to the beach, walked there and back. It's not that far. It's worth it though. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Really nice local place, good food, spicy jerk chicken. But yeah, now I think it's time for some rum therapy.
Let's do this.
It was great to see that the island was celebrating its 47th year of independence. Before heading across to rum therapy, we had a look around some of the shops, and it's always worth having a look. So it's kind of become a tradition now to get a cap from St Lucia, and this is it. A lot of the traders here only get a few months a year to actually make their living, so if you can spare the cash, it's always nice to give a little bit back and also come away with a nice souvenir. And here we are at Rum Therapy Bar and Treatment Centre. Not much footage from here, I'm afraid. We were too busy having copious amounts of beer.
Where did this come from?
Oh, this bar is known very well to P&O staff, so they come out and wait and get the last few stragglers on board before all aboard. Well, that's it. Another stop at St Lucia.
Yes.
We had a good time, didn't we?
Yes.
Well, we've had the best time in St Lucia, haven't we?
We have.
Yes. Now we're gonna... Hello. Now we are gonna go and have some dinner in...
Sindhu.
Sindhu.
But before we do
before
that, we're gonna have a little cocktail. Because exactly that wobble is real.
we might as well keep it going.
But the question is, where are we taking this lift to? Where are we going?
I don't know, 7 or 8? 7?
Let's see where we end up. Where are we going, Ben? After you. Oh, it's like a mystery to it, guys. Where are we going?
I don't know.
Oh God, he's off. No, shall we go to Amber Lounge?
Yes, go down one. I meant 6.
Yes, let's go. Yeah, we haven't spent much time in Brody's, have we?
No,
We loved Brody's. Yeah, let's go down to Amber Lounge because I don't think we should be having wine
What I want
tonight.
tonight?
What?
I want a steak from Keel and Cow.
Shall we cancel Sindhu and just go and
We're
have
not
a steak?
cancelling Sindhu, it's fully booked.
Well, you're just coming along for a walk with us, guys, so apologies if this is a little bit boring, but, well, quite frankly, we've been drinking all afternoon.
my hamstrings
We've had
are
a
killing
lot
me as
of
well.
fun in rum therapy. Okay, that's quite a fun one.
They said he was really good.
Yeah, apparently he is
I
very
saw him
good.
earlier. No.
Oh, that's sad.
Oh, they're doing pictures. Shall we go down the other stairs?
Oh, we can go.
Oh,
That could have been awkward.
sorry. Sorry.
I was going to say, that could have been very awkward.
Yeah, it's fine.
So, this is Swashbucklers. It doesn't look appetizing, I'm not going to
Oh
lie.
my god, it's so good.
It's so good.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Filibuster's Quest was my jam. This is now my jam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So next we are going to one of our favourite places.
Sindhu.
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 Just in case you didn't get what we said, it's Sindhu.
And we are
We'll go after. Now, this is Sindhu. Oh, here's the menu. We'll show you it properly inside. Oh, and they've got new exclusive drinks. Oh, they are new. Ooh. Maybe. Let's see how we get on, guys.
Well, after all of those afternoon beers at Rum Therapy, we weren't really in a state to be able to take you through the meal live, so I'll go ahead and narrate over the top. Now here's a good glance at the menu just so you can get a feel for what they offer. Essentially, it's an Indian cuisine restaurant, but there is a little bit of fusion to it. They have recently changed the menu and there are some great new additions, but unfortunately they've taken away some of the bits that we really liked about Sindhu. For example, with every main, in the past you used to get like dal, rice, naan bread, that kind of thing, and now all you seem to get is a bit of rice, which is a shame. Anyway, this is the Sindhu Asha, which honestly I didn't rate too highly. As part of the meal, you do get a very small portion of poppadoms and chutneys. Nice, but as usual, a small portion. For starters, I went for the Chettinad Kozi chicken. The flavours were great, but I forgot the chicken was served cold, so I didn't really like that side of it. Ben went for the Goan pork, which he really enjoyed. It's very tasty. I tried a little nibble too. Along came the mains and I was a little bit of a wimp and I went for the chicken korma, which again was very, very tasty. And for Ben's main, he went for the showstopper. So this is the Sindhu selection. You did have to pay an extra £5 supplement if you wanted to go for this one. It included chicken korma, lamb rogan josh, cod fillet, pilau rice, onion bhaji, naan bread, and also a cucumber salad. I was very envious of the onion bhajis, so the waiter very kindly added a little side dish just for me. And here's a look at the desserts menu. I went for the bundi laddu, which essentially is a cheesecake, and this was absolutely gorgeous. One of the best desserts I've ever had. Ben went for the chocolate textures and he wasn't blown away from this at all. He said it was alright, but nothing particularly special. Overall though, we really enjoyed this meal, so much so that we actually booked in for an extra night. Was the second sitting as good? Well, you'll have to wait and see. The following morning we got up bright and early because we wanted to head to the Beachcomber in order to get a sunbed. We managed to get a couple of sun lounges where we wanted them, but honestly it still astounds me. 6:30 in the morning and it's that busy. It's absolutely crazy, but as the old saying goes, if you can't beat them, join them. Right, went back for some towel clips because it is pretty breezy out there this morning and got a few other bits to keep us entertained. And then I think I'm going to go to the buffet to get some light breakfast for us. We will go to the MDR for breakfast at some point, but it's just fitting it in when you've got your busy days and you're going into the ports and you're getting up this kind of time in the morning to get you some beds. It's hard to get a spot in the MDR. Oh, it's not all bad though. You do get beautiful views like this, a chance to sit down and enjoy a nice morning coffee, and also we noticed these guys out on these boats. They are crazy. Look at the waves. What are they doing? As promised, I headed across to the Horizon Buffet. We didn't fancy anything too heavy, so I just brought back some Danish snacks. Whilst it was windy, it was still very hot as well, and it's worth noting that most bars, to save you queuing up, they do have little water stations where you can just grab a cup and help yourself. And of course there's always swimming pools where you can take a dip just to cool down. So the Beachcomber is a really nice pool, but crikey, it is very cold. They definitely don't heat it, not at least in the Caribbean. Freezing. So I just wanted to jump in at this moment just whilst I was editing, because there's something that happened that we didn't actually talk about on video while we were away on holiday. If you watched our channel for a while, you'll know we don't like focusing on any negativity whilst we're away because we like to just enjoy the moment. However, there was one thing that happened and I felt it was important that we mentioned it because it really frustrated us at the time. So as you've just seen in the video, we'd managed to get a sunbed just outside the Beachcomber where we wanted because we got up so early. Later in the morning, we saw some P&O staff going around and tagging and taking away towels off sunbeds that weren't being used. And by the way, that's a great thing. Keep it up, P&O. Anyway. Two other people came along and took the sun loungers and it looked like they knew each other, and then it started. Instead of, just sitting there and having a nice conversation next to one another, they just started having a conversation through us. One on one side, one on the other side, literally just speaking over us. So we just sat there in the middle like, okay. And it wasn't as though they're having like a quiet conversation. Like the lady who's next to me was particularly loud, and yeah, she was quite comfortable with speaking loudly too. And then, to make matters worse, one of them said, "Oh, can I nick some of that cream, please?" And the other one said, "Yeah, that's fine." But here's the kicker. Instead of getting up, she literally threw it over us. I'm not even joking. It very nearly hit, let's say, a sensitive area. Eventually, they did quiet down and everything settled down, but I could tell without saying anything, like Ben was as frustrated as I was, and it just put a dampener on the whole morning, to be honest. Shortly after, we just got up and we left the sunbeds and just went about our day. Now look, maybe we're being over the top. Maybe we've turned into a pair of Victor Meldrews. I don't know. But from where I'm sitting, that is not good sunbed etiquette. And I do wonder, is this what people mean when they say things like Butlins at sea? I don't know, maybe it's just us. Let us know, guys, what would you have done in that situation? Are we being miserable? Let us know in the comments. Anyway, back to the vlog.
So guys, as promised, we're finally doing it. We're not going to the Keys, we're going to the main dining room. This time we headed to the Meridian restaurant. We were seated insanely quickly, and as you can see, it's a pretty quiet dining room. Here's a glance at the menu for anyone that wants to get a feel for what kind of things they offer for lunch in the main dining room. Are you excited to be back in the main dining room?
Yeah, it's nice to be back. We've not actually been on this side of it before. We're like right by the entrance. But it's good. It's actually a lot quieter than I thought it would be here.
Way quieter.
Yeah.
I suppose everyone's out on the deck enjoying the sun.
Enjoying the sun.
For starters, we went for the ham croquettes, and they were lovely. They're nice and warm and tasty too. For mains, Ben went for the feta, tomato and spinach phyllo pastry. Ben really enjoyed this. Again, it was served nice and warm, and it was nice and filling too, along with these chunky chips. I went for the avocado on toasted sourdough, and I've got to say this was really disappointing. The avocado tasted so processed and the sourdough tasted very stale, as though it had been left over from breakfast. And the side of roast potato was very literal. It was in fact a whole roasted potato. As the potato was so big, it wasn't really properly cooked in the middle, so it wasn't great, unfortunately. Ben loved his, but for me, it was a bit of a no. So for a change, we've decided to have a little flutter and play Deal or No Deal. Now, it is quite expensive. It's £20 for one ticket, £30 for two tickets, and £35 for three tickets. And I gave away and went for the three tickets. Why not? YOLO and all that. So wish us good luck. So the game itself more or less runs the same as what you see on telly at home. Now, there is only one person that takes part on the stage, and at the bottom of every card you have the serial number, and at the start they pick out the serial number, and if your lucky number comes out, then you're asked to come up onto the stage. The contestant then picks a lucky box, which of course is their box, and they hope that the £1,000 is in it. Now, don't worry, if you haven't been picked, you're still in play. Essentially, every time the contestant picks a box, you open the box that's on your card. Now, if the amount that's in their box is the same as what's on your card, you've got a match. And essentially, the more matches you get, the better the prize you get at the end. Yay! We had 3 winning matches, so we won a bingo package. Woohoo! There is one other way of winning big on the game, so I'll tell you more about that later on in the series. Anyway, as you can see, the sun came back out, so we headed to one of our favourite spots on the ship, the Sunset Bar, and we indulged in a cheeky cocktail. Can't beat a frozen margarita in the sun.
Hey.
Howdy doody.
Thought I might find you here.
You asked me to get them.
Oh dear, I do love winding Ben up. So, as you can see, we had a cheeky glass of wine in the glass house, followed by an espresso martini in the clubhouse, because we headed back to play our bingo ticket that we'd won earlier on Deal or No Deal.
40, the number 40. 4 and 9, 49.
So we've had a really fun afternoon. Deal or No Deal was really fun, and then because we won the bingo, we had a go there too. Well, the free tickets, as it were. We didn't actually win bingo, sadly, but we had a really fun afternoon. I'm now off to do a little bit of ironing, and then we are going to the beach house for dinner tonight, which we can't wait for. Before going to the beach house, we headed to the Crow's Nest Bar and Lounge. As you've seen, we've had a fair few drinks on this cruise so far, and we didn't go for a drinks package. Did it pay off? Find out later in the season. And to avoid missing any future episodes, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Well, here we are at the beach house, which essentially is part of the Horizon Buffet. This is not included in your cruise fare, and there is a cover charge of £11.50 each. You will notice that most of the menu is covered by this cover charge, but there are a few items that aren't, and you do have to pay a supplement towards them. One thing I do really like about this menu is, as you can see, it's pretty varied. There's a good selection of items on here. For starters, I went for the sweet potato and mozzarella crispy skins. They are actually just normal potato skins with some sweet potato mashed up and put onto the top. Taste was fine, but they were lukewarm. Ben went for the island spiced chicken wings, and as much as they were tasty, the portion itself has shrunk dramatically compared to the last time we visited. We also shared some nachos, and they look gorgeous, don't they? Truth is, the texture was so weird with the nachos. It was more like a cracker texture, and the cheese was like this really wet sauce at the bottom. It wasn't great at all. For mains, we both went for the fillet steak on the hot rock, and this was fine. The steak in terms of texture wasn't as good as usual. It wasn't quite melt in the mouth, but it still tasted good. Ben had his with prawns. I just opted out of that because I don't like prawns. Ben went for the baked potatoes as a side, and these were so weird. They weren't baked potatoes. They were just kind of new potatoes that had been fried and then cut. Very odd. We'd been really looking forward for this, and so much so that we had actually booked in for the last night of the cruise, but we were so disappointed by this meal, we actually cancelled it. Maybe it was a one-off, but this certainly wasn't the beach house that we'd come to know and love. We then went for a wander around the ship to see what was going on. Over the last few cruises that we've gone to the clubhouse to watch Pulse, we've been left pretty disappointed, but I am pleased to say that the new team that they've got here are really, really good. Gosh, the vocals were so much better this time around, and the band were excellent too. Amazing. In next week's episode, join us as we take advantage of being in port overnight in Barbados. And of course, we get up to lots more aboard the beautiful P&O Arvia, checking out more of the restaurants and more of the amenities. There's so much more to come, so don't forget to hit subscribe and stay tuned. See you next time.